What is going on, guys? Today we are looking at a few categories for FIFA 21. We have had a few that I've just not actually looked at. I've really kind of missed out on these past few days. We've got the best free kicks, 5-star skills, fastest player, strongest player, best passer, but we're going to be focusing mainly on the 5-star skills today. We have got the other categories that we will make up into the video. Obviously, we've been doing one on the fastest players. Hopefully that has came out before this video, and let's just get into it. We're going to look at the 5-star skillers. So starting off with the 5-star skillers, I'm very interested to see if there's any low rated ones, because we have the Cristiano Ronaldos, we have the Neymars, we're expected that. Mbappe's now a 5-star skiller. I'm kind of not sure whether he was beforehand. I think it may have been the 4-star weak foot that he had. Di Maria, very nice. He looks actually quite usable now, but I think even if he gets a few informs, I feel like this card may be more usable in this FIFA. I don't know what it was. I felt like I liked his foot birthday last year, but I just really didn't get on well with the card. His team of the season was a really nice rating, but compared to the others, I just couldn't use him as much. We've got Sancho as his 87 and Firmino as an 87. Very, very nice for them too. I think they're going to be very solid cards. Obviously, Firmino will be very expensive to start with. Sancho, if he joins United, will be unreal price. Even in the Bundesliga, I think he will be a nice price, but Prem prices are always doubled at least. We have got Thiago, very nice. Thiago and Pogba, two of the midfielders going in that 5-star skills. Obviously, Pogba, I hope, will be a bit more meta this year. Being the kind of taller player, he's suited FIFA 19 more. Maybe we see a return of the tall meta as such, but obviously he will need to get a few informs as well, because 86 does not look right on him. Then we've got Pai and Mahrez. Again, we're starting to get into kind of like the lower meta players now. They're still quite up there at 85, so they will be a little bit more expensive to start with, but most definitely more affordable. Rashford and Ziyech, two Prem gods right now. In terms of your starting squad, Rashford most definitely will be so expensive. Always is, and I feel Ziyech being a new transfer most definitely will be up there in the price as well. Then we have Douglas Costa and Ibrahimovic. Again, we're looking at the low meta. Ibra, this year, I don't think he's going to be all of that until he gets his flashback. Either a flashback or some sort of special in-game boost, because he doesn't look that appealing right now. Great shooting. Dribbling is on the lower side. We've got strength that I really don't get how he's not got strength. He's built like a brick. Pace obviously is the big one. Costa could be very nice. Good dribbling, good pace. Shooting's on the lower side. Passing's okay for a starting player. But again, we'll have to see there. Marcelo with the 5-star skills and Zaha. Zaha being the left mid has really downgraded how good he's going to be in terms of the meta straight away, because you want him as a striker realistically. That's where you want him in that position, but obviously there is custom formations, you can change in game and all of that good stuff, so who knows, a striker may better be suited to a left mid, and obviously Zaha could take his place there, or you could go with a 4-2-2-2. 4-2-2-2. I don't know why I always try and do all the twos, but again, very, very nice there. Is that it? Odegaard and Coutinho. These now are the meta, I think. I think to start with, especially being Barca and Real, they will be expensive, but I feel like they'll drop first, and that'll be a very nice two to look at in the team. And then we've got Dembele. He's going to be so expensive to start with. On the left wing as well this year. Very interested to see that. Obviously, you can get Messi on the right wing then, so you can actually have the full partnership and an 82 Promes. That's going to be a very nice starting card. Marlos, okay. I don't think he's going to be used too much. Salvio, again, the real cheap metas. You've got a 5-star in your team. Could be somewhat usable. Felix Shaqiri. Okay, oh god, it goes down even more. Caldrado as a right back. I'm not a big fan. Ribery, yes, he will need some informs, but that's a nice one to look at already. As an 81, his informs are not going to be absolutely through the roof straight away. It's going to be when he hits 86, 7, 8, 9 that he will go up in price. 82, 83, 84, if he can get that in the first couple of weeks, you've got yourself a nice little starting striker right there with the 5-star skills. Obviously, Nani, always expected to be in it, as well as Vinicius, gone up to an 80 this year. Two very nice left wingers. David Nerez has gone to a common, and Bernadeshi as a cam. That's going to be an interesting one, especially if you are building like a meta Serie A squad. He's going to be very nice to see. St. Max and Martins, he's going to be so expensive again. I feel like last year he just didn't pop up in packs to start with. Same as Wan-Bissaka. He's going to be another one that's going to be 20 plus K at the start of the game. El Shawari and Pati, I want to say, 2 commons. For me, I don't feel like they're going to get into the starter meta, but nice to know that they are 5 stars. Harriet, nice little cam there. Good starting squad right there. Centurion. I suppose actually, if you've got an Argentinian squad, I bet he is a little bit faster than what's his name? Salvio. 86, 84, 76. What have we got on him? We have got 91, 84, 70. So unless you kind of want to like go with the pace more than maybe a bit of shooting, they've got roughly the same dribbling. Interested to see right there. And then we have Balassi. Love playing with Balassi. I was hoping he gets a special card again. And the right mid Portuguese La Liga player. Or we go even down even more. Moreno, nice Argentinian link there. Great pace, actually. Good dribbling. Everything else could do with a chem style, but again, you've got the nice Argentinian link there. Avanda, Fernandez, Acosta. Just go through some of these. Okay, I'm just trying to think. Magidi. Oh, I love a bit of Magidi. McKay Stevens dropped down in the rating again. And no one really else. So, there's the 5-star skillers. I think there's a nice little selection there. I'm pretty sure that is every single 5 skiller in the game, so definitely keep a lookout on all of them. I'll be looking to try and get reviews done on even like the lower ones, like Ribery. Because he's a 5-star skiller, it'd be nice to see straight away what he can actually do. So definitely stay tuned for all of them sort of reviews as well. It's not like just going to be Sancho, Firmino, Di Maria, Pogba. It will be a few of these lower lads as well. We'll be looking at Odegaard. We'll be looking at Promes. We'll be looking at Felix. Shaqiri not as much because the hype I don't think is quite there. I feel like Ribery has a little bit more of a name. Vinicius obviously we'll be looking at, and I'm interested with this Bernadeshi. Obviously coming from the right mid at an 83, now he's coming to the middle, he's got the 5-star and he's 80 rated. Just something to have a look at, to be honest with you. So now we move on to the strongest players in FIFA 21. Akin Fenwa is obviously up there. Is he not the best? Oh, okay, so I don't know, I'm quite confused. Is it so we go to the bottom again? Is that lowest up then? Because it doesn't look like the physical is the technical strength of it. And I can imagine Akin Fenwa is the strongest player in FIFA 21. But anyway, let's go from the bottom. Let's just have a look. I don't want to go too heavy into these because obviously it's not necessarily the best players are the strongest players or the players that you're going to get in your team. But we've got obviously bronze, silver and gold. We've got Bali. A nice little starter centre-back. I don't know whether 62 pace is going to be good on a centre-back or not. Or are you looking more for the 70? Because they have changed the pace overall. So are they going to be that sort of meta? Is 50 going to be the new 60, 70 in this FIFA? That's something we'll find out from the very start, really. But we've got 83 physical on him. Again, nice little starting centre-back. If you get him in a pack, maybe. I wouldn't really go and sort out to buy him. Sule, I can imagine is going to be expensive. 84 German, straight off the bat for Bayern. He will be expensive, but we know he is kind of up in that strength. Oh, okay, doesn't matter. I found out where they got the strength now. 93 strength, 93 strength. Okay, I completely missed that. Kondogbia, 94 strength as a centre mid. Could be interesting in that middle park. It all depends on the meta of the game, whether that's going to be something that they sought after. But again, very nice. He's always been that kind of well-rounded centre mid. Obviously, with a few informs, could be quite nice. Again, with a pace, it all depends on what its actually workaround is. We've got a very nice centre back in the French League 2, I think that is, with 90. Hold on. Centre back, left back. Hold on. I'm so confused because he's got left back, centre back. Not too sure if they're meant to put that in, but nice little blooper there. Kula Bali, again, he actually looks relatively nice. If you can get him straight off the bat and you're going with a Serie A squad, he could be a really nice one to get. I think he is the top-rated centre-back as a gold card in the Serie A as well. 94 strength should be quite nice for him. Good pace. Defending's absolutely cracked. Same with his physical. Again, a very, very nice card right there. We've got Cisse as a centre-back. Again, what has he got? 94 strength. We've got striker Argentinian, which could link if you are really going for just an Argentinian squad. And something to keep in mind with the objectives, if they do decide to kind of go ahead with the silver friendly matches and friendly objectives to do. Again, a nice one to look at. Maybe not the greatest pace, but maybe as like a centre forward. If strength is something, you can always look at him. We've got Coates from the Portuguese League, 94 strength. Again, not bad. Not bad at all. Then we've got two silvers who we are going to brush over. 94 in both of them centre-backs. Then we've got another two bronze and silvers with 94 each. Again, silvers, and you can see the kind of point what I mean. I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, you could use all of these in the starting lineup. No, they're going to be just kind of players that are in the game, and you won't really even notice them, really. Lukaku with 95 strength. Good pace to start off with compared to a lot of cards. Good shooting. Dribbling's not on the higher scale, but average at best. We've got the 84 physical, 76 passing. Maybe with a chem style as a starting striker, could do some damage. It all, like I say, it all depends on the meta of this, really. I feel like if the meta is tall, strong, fast players, you've got somewhat of a kind of argument for Lukaku. Yes, he's not the greatest pace striker, but definitely has all of them other attributes that you could go maybe with a hunter, maybe with something that gets pace. It's going to be interesting to see. And then obviously the top two now, as we know, 96 and 97 strength. We've got Daiku, who is an Orlando striker, bronze. Again, I don't really think it's going to do too much for you. But Akin Fenwa most definitely is the strongest player in football. And is he the strongest player in football history? That's something that is obviously an argument. He is an absolute beast of a man, and definitely works hard to get his strength up where it is. And it's nice to see EA do reward that sort of attribute, and they actually do look at that sort of thing. Akin Fenwa, maybe not the most meta player that you'll play with, but he's always a nice card. He reminds me very much of like a Heskey. He's not necessarily going to be in the starting lineup, but everybody knows who he is. Everyone knows Akin Fenwa, and I've always thought, you know what, we'll do a little kind of episode, little series with him, but unfortunately he doesn't quite get the informs that we kind of want for him. If he was to get maybe a couple of informs here, there and everywhere, or maybe some silver informs, would be really nice to see, because we could do like a little episode on him, do a little series, see what we can get with him. It'd be nice to kind of trial him out, and obviously with the silver objectives, it'd be pretty cool to be able to use him and really use some sort of kind of a series around him, very much like a Heskey. I did a Heskey series back in like FIFA 13 or 14, pretty much when JJ started doing his. Obviously after that boomed, everybody knew who Heskey was, and obviously with being from Birmingham, playing for Aston Villa, we knew who Heskey was most definitely. But Akin Fenwa is an absolute god and is the strongest player in FIFA 21. And we have the best passers in FIFA 21. We've got a nice list, and it's quite a high rated list as well, so I thought this one's going to be quite nice to kind of go through. To start with, we have Thiago and Ozil with 85 passing. Again, I really like that. Good two players. Ozil being an 82 now, he's going to be quite a high fodder player in that role. Very good links to the Bundesliga. Is he going to be someone that's in your starting lineup? Potentially to start with. I feel like as a first day, second day kind of player, he could actually make it into your squad if you don't pack someone as a centre mid or cam that is higher rated and you don't want to sell. Very interesting to see. Good passer of the ball. Then we have Neymar at 86 and Verratti at 85. Again, Neymar's always going to be that one that this is not really his main attribute. Pace, shooting, dribbling is going to be always his game. So it's going to be interesting to see, as well as the 5-star skills. He's going to be very nice to have there. And chemistry styles are already kind of forming with what you want to use with these players, depending on their in-game. Because that's all we know at the minute. We know the base. We don't know the in-game stats yet. So very interesting to see there. We get Moutinho and Kimmich. I'm in love with this card. This card looks like it's going to be one hell of a CDM. I can't remember how tall he actually is, but that looks phenomenal for an 88. The base don't look amazing, but just a card in general, he's got so much potential to get up to that 90. I'm very, very interested to see where he goes this season and see what sort of rating we can get Kimmich up to. Moutinho as an 86 passer as well, he's going to be one of them ones that kind of fills the spot to start with. I don't feel like anyone will kind of sort out to buy him, but is a nice centre mid, good with kind of like passing the ball around. Really, that's the kind of best kind of attribute he's got. He's not going to be chasing people down. 56 pace, just to look at all the other players, seems like it's on the lower scale, but it's very interesting to see. We then have Paul Pogba and Alberto with 86. Pogba obviously taking a big downgrade this year, so it's going to be interesting to see what he actually can do in the game. He is the 5-star skiller still. Whether he has the 5-4 or the 5-5 is going to be something to have a look at, but I think with informs and with special cards, if Man U do well, or if Pogba himself does well, then it'll be nice to see him getting back up to them higher rateds and back up to the 90s in my opinion. Alberto was more of a kind of a fodder player last year. Could he be different this year? Definitely to start with. I feel like he'll be that sort of player that really will have a nice kind of starter aspect to him. But once you get past the first and second week, I feel like the best players are kind of in people's teams, or at least higher rated players. And 85s kind of just get thrown in the bin and more fodder anymore. Then we have Pedro, Leon and Alexander Arnold with 87. This card looks like it should do some damage. The base isn't amazing, but you've got the passing on him. Pace is relatively good. Dribbling is okay. It's the defending and physical that really throw me with this. How is he an 87? I really don't know how they make up this kind of rating unless he has some really good in-game stats and some that just drop the kind of overall. But that's going to be interesting to see the in-game, because this card straight off the bat doesn't look an 87 at all. But put the in-games in, maybe we see something that we didn't really notice from the base. So I'm only taking these with a pinch of salt, because obviously he's an 87 for a reason. So it's going to be interesting to see what his in-games is all about. Then we have Pjanic and Ziyech with 87 each. Again, two very nice transferred players into some good teams. Chelsea obviously have had an amazing transfer window in terms of these really good names. Not necessarily the top tier names, but very high class and very high performance based players in the game last year, and hopefully will kind of produce some nice magic for them this year, because then we can see some really good informed special cards going forward. Pjanic obviously going to Barca. Hopefully they do have a better season where we can see a lot of informs coming through from them as well. It's kind of like I want like a 40-person team of the week every single week to get these people up, but it'd be interesting to see where we go with all of this. Obviously, in terms of rating for Pjanic, I don't feel like he has a nice balance, but could be a nice card in the in-games, like I said. Then we move over to David Silva and Bruno Fernandes with 88 each. Very nice cams. For me, David Silva obviously will be more of a fodder at Real Sociedad. Maybe he could play as a starting lineup. I don't feel like he'll be that expensive, but he has dropped down from his 88 rated player all the way down to an 86. Bruno has had a nice upgrade here, 87 on his base. If he does continue the way he left off with Man U, we could be seeing a 90 rated Bruno very, very early on, before kind of like November, Christmas, if he continues at that sort of level. I'd be very interested to see that, and obviously he is in the highest rated centre mid cam CDMs in the BPL, so I personally can't wait, and I would love to get this card on day one. Then we have Ericsson at 88 and Modric at 89. Again, 87, 85. Modric has always been that kind of well-rounded centre mid. Not really a DM, not really a cam. He's going to pick the ball up. He's going to maybe do a little bit of dribbling with it, and then he's going to pass it on. He's a solid player. Whether he really is that kind of starting lineup player, I feel like he'll be week 1 to week 2, and then we'll get someone with the better meta side of it. Ericsson, obviously in the Serie A, I really would like this card. You've got Alberto, who obviously is the kind of 85 next to him. So it'd be interesting to see if you're using 2 cams, or are you just going with the 1 and then who you pick. For me, Ericsson is a nice card. He's always been a very, I don't know, he's always surpassed his base for me. I really enjoyed his Summer Heat, was it? Or yeah, I think it was his Summer Heat or some sort of special with him. He was actually really nice to play with. So hopefully in game, he is a little bit better than his base as well. Then we go up to Parejo, who is actually in a few categories now, in the best free kick takers and now the best passers, with a 90 overall, and he's next to Cruz, who is a 91. So again, 2 big players here. Players that necessarily wouldn't get into people's starting lineups. I think the pace really kind of lowers it down for them. And then the fact they've only got 69 physical. All depend on the meta. But I think these 2 are going to be, again, more fodder rated players. And then I think we go up to the top 2. The God tier here. We have Messi with 91. And we have Kevin De Bruyne at a 93. What a card that's going to be. Messi, obviously, like Neymar, he's got way more attributes than just his passing and obviously his free kicks. He's going to be just insane overall. Kevin De Bruyne is going to be that beautiful cam in that midfield. I've been enjoying his 99 for a long time now, so it's going to be interesting to go down to his 91 when we do manage to get him. Obviously, the pace, I think is still up there in terms of the average of this game, but I don't feel like it's going to be massive pace boost for him. Good dribbling, great passing, shooting's very nice, and a little bit of physical as well. He's going to be a very sought after cam, and I think he will be very expensive in the first week of FIFA, and definitely in the pre-order or the 10-hour trial. He's going to be so expensive. So an interesting one. Kevin De Bruyne is the best passer in FIFA 21, and we go from there. So there is a look at a few of the categories in FIFA 21. Hopefully you did enjoy these videos. I feel like this is going to be split into two, so I'll probably use the same outro. A little bit lazy, but we enjoyed it. I think it's nice to see this kind of way that they've done this game in terms of giving out the best players and then having a database for it. I hated the coming back every day to find out 10 players. It was a little bit boring, so I love the way they've done it this year. They've brought out the hype. They've got the top 100 straight off day one. People are making speculations, and then now they're bringing out the best La Liga players, the best 5-star, best free kick, strongest passer, fastest. I really like that sort of element that they brought to the kind of reveal of this game. So hopefully they take this with a very good bit of feedback, and I'd like to see it next year as well. But we're full focused on FIFA 21. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Make sure you like and subscribe. We're only so many days away now from FIFA 21, or at least the demo, the web app, the trial. It's all going on over here, so make sure you subscribe and like, and I'll see you all next one. Peace.